Whitney Houston, one of the most iconic voices in history, was found dead in a hotel bathtub. What really happened on that fateful night? Was it simply an accidental drowning? Or is there something darker behind this tragedy? Parties continued while her body remained in the building. Conflicting reports emerged about her final days, and unsettling theories about manipulation and conspiracy began to surface. Did Whitney know too much? Or was she a victim of a system that exploited her until the very end? Today, we're uncovering the secrets that still surround her death. What do you believe really happened to Whitney Houston? Share your thoughts in the comments now and stay with us until the end, as we dive into every detail, every mystery, and some of the most shocking theories you've ever heard. The truth might just lie in the details and you won't want to miss it. Whitney Elizabeth Houston was born on August 9, 1963, in Newark, New Jersey, into a family where talent seemed to flow naturally. The daughter of legendary gospel singer Cissy Houston and entertainment executive John Russell Houston Jr., Whitney grew up surrounded by music and high expectations. Her home was often visited by icons like her godmother Aretha Franklin and her cousin Dionne Warwick. From an early age, Whitney showed she was destined for greatness. But what many don't know is that the future star's childhood wasn't as glamorous as one might imagine. After the racial unrest that devastated Newark in 1967, the Houston family relocated to East Orange in search of a more stable life. It was there that Whitney began singing in her local church choir, captivating the congregation with her angelic voice. While her music enchanted everyone around her, Whitney was dealing with invisible pressures, many of them stemming from the expectations of her family. Were these expectations the foundation of the strength and fragility that would define her life? As a teenager, Whitney started her career humbly, working as a backup vocalist for artists like Chaka Khan and Lou Rawls. At the same time, she ventured into modeling, becoming one of the first black women to grace the covers of magazines like 17. What seemed like a fairy tale, however, hit a more complex reality. From an early age, Whitney felt the heavy burden of being seen as perfection in human form by everyone around her. In 1983, her life took a dramatic turn. Discovered by Clive Davis, the president of Arista Records, she was immediately recognized as a rising star. Her self-titled debut album, Whitney Houston, released in 1985, became a massive hit, featuring timeless classics like Saving All My Love for You and How Will I Know. Whitney quickly became America's sweetheart and the voice of a generation. But behind the curtains was the pressure to maintain this flawless image already starting to take its toll. With the world at her feet, Whitney seemed to have it all: talent, beauty, and fame. But behind the dazzling lights, there were signs that not everything was as perfect as it appeared. How did a young woman who captivated millions manage to conceal her inner struggles so well? In the next chapter, we'll explore how Whitney Houston not only revolutionized the music industry, but also faced the shadows that began to haunt her at the height of her career. Whitney Houston didn't just conquer the world with her voice, she transformed it. Her vocal ability was unmatched and her stage presence was magnetic. When she released Whitney, her second album, in 1987, she shattered records, becoming the first woman to debut at the top of the Billboard charts. With hits like I Wanna Dance with Somebody and Didn't We Almost Have It All, Whitney wasn't just a singer, she was a global phenomenon. But was all that success enough to shield her from her own insecurities and the crushing pressure to be perfect? She broke barriers for black artists in an industry still steeped in prejudice. Whitney's presence on MTV and at international events proved she was far more than just a talented artist. She was a cultural icon. However, the label of America's sweetheart came at a steep cost. She faced criticism for allegedly watering down her music to appeal to a predominantly white audience. These accusations deeply troubled her, as Whitney always wanted to be seen as an authentic artist, not someone conforming to others' expectations. Whitney's journey was one of groundbreaking success and complex challenges, where her triumphs often masked the weight of the expectations placed upon her. But as the world celebrated her, was Whitney already feeling the cracks beneath the surface? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into how her groundbreaking success also became a source of profound struggle. Whitney's personal life began to take center stage when she married singer Bobby Brown in 1992. What initially seemed like a fairy tale romance soon turned into something tumultuous and chaotic. Bobby Brown, known for his rebellious behavior, brought even more drama into Whitney's life. The media wasted no time portraying their marriage as a disaster waiting to happen, often blaming Bobby for introducing Whitney to drug use. But is that narrative truly fair? Or was there something deeper happening in Whitney's life that many failed to see? As she continued to collect awards and break records, her mental and physical health began to show signs of strain. Constant criticism, the pressure to maintain her perfect image, and the challenges of a turbulent marriage started to take a toll. Despite these struggles, Whitney managed to shine on the big screen, particularly in The Bodyguard, where her iconic performance of I Will Always Love You solidified her place in music history. Yet while she dazzled the world, the shadows of her personal life grew darker. How did a woman who seemed to have it all begin to lose control of her life? Was the weight of fame and personal choices solely to blame for her downfall? Or were there external forces that compounded her struggles? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the mysteries surrounding her death and the theories that continue to captivate and confound the world. On February 11th, 2012, the world came to a standstill with the tragic news of Whitney Houston's death. She was found lifeless in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, just hours before a pre-Grammy party hosted by her mentor, Clive Davis. The official cause of death was listed as accidental drowning, exacerbated by cocaine use and heart disease. But for many, the story wasn't as straightforward as it seemed. What really happened that night? Whitney was reportedly preparing for a musical comeback, and there were signs she was trying to rebuild her life. However, accounts of her behavior in the days leading up to her death painted a conflicting picture. Witnesses described her as disoriented and fatigued, while others claimed she seemed determined and optimistic. These contradictions raised pressing questions. Was Whitney truly on the path to recovery, or was something more sinister unfolding behind the scenes? The circumstances of her death fueled even more speculation. Why did a party continue at the same hotel while Whitney's body was still being investigated? Many criticized the insensitivity of the event, while others pointed to potential commercial and political interests at play. This strange coincidence gave rise to theories suggesting Whitney might have been the victim of a conspiracy, with some alleging her death was covered up to protect powerful figures within the entertainment industry. Another widely discussed theory centers around her financial exploitation. Some suggest Whitney was being manipulated by those close to her, individuals who profited from her career even as she struggled to stay afloat. The autopsy report noted the presence of multiple substances in her system, but the source of these drugs was never fully explained. Who had access to Whitney in her final moments? And could these individuals have played a role in her tragic demise? Whitney Houston's death remains shrouded in mystery, and the questions surrounding her final hours continue to spark debates and theories. As the world mourned the loss of an icon, the circumstances of her passing left behind an unsettling legacy that still lingers today. The loss of Whitney Houston was a devastating blow to fans around the globe. Thousands mourned her passing, gathering for vigils, singing her greatest hits and reflecting on the profound impact she had on their lives. Even with heartfelt tributes like the one at the Grammy Awards, the lingering sense that some questions remain unanswered persists to this day. Whitney Houston left behind an unparalleled legacy of talent, but her story also serves as a painful reminder of the perils of fame, addiction, and exploitation. Her life, marked by glory and tragedy, continues to raise questions that may never be fully answered. Whitney was more than a star. She was a symbol of resilience and vulnerability, and her story, filled with brilliance and shadows, remains etched in the hearts of everyone touched by her music. Will we ever know the full truth about her death? Or will the mysteries surrounding her departure continue to fuel theories and debates forever? Do you feel stuck in a cycle of stress, anxiety, and burnout? What if I told you there's a way to transform your mental health, gain clarity, and live a more balanced life? My exclusive ebook reveals practical, proven strategies to take control of your mind and build a lighter, happier life, even during the most challenging times. It's time to prioritize the most important person in your life, you. Click the link now to get your ebook. It's more than just a guide. It's your chance to rewrite your story and start your journey toward better mental health today. Don't put your mental well-being on hold. Invest in yourself now.